Alright, let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel where today we're checking out a game that just got released into 1.0 from its early access, and that is, of course, Songs of Conquest. And before we begin, I'm going to go ahead and turn down the music ever so slightly. There we go. So what is Songs of Conquest? Well, based off of literally what everybody has been comparing it to, this seems to be something akin to a spiritual successor for Heroes of Might and Magic. If you're not familiar with that, be not afraid, as I am not that familiar with it either. As a young buck, I played many a game, and I still do to this day, but in my formative years, I wasn't actually that big on role-playing games. I didn't really start to get into role-playing games until like the early 2000s, and even then, it wasn't really tactics-based games. It was more along the lines of like Final Fantasy, really. So anyways, Songs of Conquest, if Heroes of Might and Magic doesn't do suit for you, it is a tactics-based RPG that takes its graphical style from those retro games like Heroes of Might and Magic. It's definitely got a beautiful pixel art style. You can even tell from the backdrop right now as we're looking here at the main menu that the game is absolutely gorgeous in its utilization of that style. I've already gone through and played through the first campaign mission of the game. You can go ahead and tackle that any way you see fit. If you click on campaign right here, there are 4 different factions of which you can play through a series of missions here. Apparently the missions get longer as you go, and there's quite a bit of breadth here in this campaign. And even then, if you're not big on the campaign missions, you don't necessarily have to go into that. Matter of fact, as you can see here, there's actually a huge like deviation from the campaign into the multiplayer, because you can do things like host online games, you can find online sessions, you can join multiplayer games, and you can even basically do pre-made or randomly generated maps. You can even tackle the community maps. You can even go in and make your own campaigns for other people to play. Apparently there's just like a whole bunch of options here that anybody and everybody who is in the tactics community can derive from and get something fun and chunky out of it. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and replay through the first chapter, more or less showcasing what the game is like, and see if it's something of your style, especially if you're kind of new to the tactics RPG side of things, the strategy. Apparently there is some kingdom building in this game. I haven't gotten that far, but that being said, if you like the content and you want to see more from games like Songs of Conquest here on the channel, make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel below. It really helps me out, and we are so close to my first 300 subscribers on here, and I cannot tell you how elated I am. I just want to tell you guys, I enjoy your support so much on this channel. It really keeps me motivated. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to do the first song, the Song of the Stout Heart, as you can see right here. And I love the visual look of the map. Oh, no, let's go, is there a scene we can go back to? Or maybe maybe I select on the map. Oh, okay, so it's like that. Okay, so we're going to do the first one. I completed it in 24 rounds. That's kind of weird. We'll go and see. Replay cutscene.
With grim conviction rose Cecilia of stout heart to crush rebellions and push back another upstart. Lady Helen claimed her settlements. Settling, we begin.
I do apologize that the music was loud there. I was trying to tweak it ever so slightly. I don't actually know if I watched that cutscene before, but I didn't know. I thought that would start off the mission. In the year 593, a young Cecilia Stoutheart rose to Baroness after the untimely death of her father. When ore shipment from Barkspur's rich mines go missing and rumors of bandits are brought to the new ruler, Cecilia leads a small force to investigate the missing resources and restore lawfulness to the barony. So we're going to start this mission. We are doing the fair difficulty, which I basically believe is the normal difficulty here. And we'll let it load in. Cecilia Stoutheart, the new Baroness of the Barony of Stoutheart, was on her way to the quarries of Flint Hills. All shipments of stone from this region had stopped, and she was determined to find out why. She suspected an uprising of bandits and peasants and had already sent troops to the region to restore order. Alright, so here we are on our first mission. As you'll see, we have basically a tutorial coming up about movement. Use right click to set a destination for your wielder. You can also right click again on the same destination to confirm and move, and use a left click for selecting and inspecting. I played this the first time with controller, so the mouse controls are going to be new to me as well. I'm mostly testing out the controller side of things, or it was, because I'm going to be going on a cruise soon with my family, and I wanted to know if the game was going to be handled, like if you can play it with a controller fairly well, and turns out the controllers are actually fairly decent for doing exactly that. So we're gonna go ahead and look over here at this gallows, and by inspecting different things around the environment, you can do things like get extra XP, as we saw. If you hold down Alt on the keyboard, you can see the range of your movement, and we are currently on round 1. I don't know what determines your movement, but there's a couple things we see here on the screen that I'll showcase right now. You have your resources up here. We see our gold, our stone, our wood, our glimmer weave, our ancient amber, and our celestial ore, all of which I know nothing about except for stone and wood. I know I was collecting that, as well as money. Up here in the top left, you can see your troops right here. We have 5 footmen and 5 rangers at our disposal. So we also have spells, wielder sheet, so we can inspect our character, and then we also have our magic, our arcana, essentially. So magic in this game is broke up into different schools. I don't know all the schools off the top of my hand. Here they are right here. We have order, chaos, destruction, creation, and arcana, and then we have a mixed bag of magic using different sources of mana. Now, it is important to note that whenever you attack with a troop in this game, we'll explain that later, that each troop will basically give your character, your wielder basically, some mana towards a specific school. So for instance, the footman right here will give our wielder, which is what our main character is, 2 order. So that's basically add 2 mana to our mana pool. Our rangers over here will give us creation, which means our footmen will allow us to cast these spells at whenever we have like 4 mana. The rangers over here will allow us to cast these spells over here. And then there's also going to be some mixed combinations. So like for instance, we could do invigorate whenever we have 5 order and 5 of the creation mana. That sounds complicated. It's actually very easy, and we'll explain more as we go into it. So we're going to travel up to this point. Looks like we get another +2 movement for this round. And we're going to go ahead and work our way over what looks like a point of interest, this dead commander. You can right click and basically see where your character is going to be moving. Right click again to confirm that movement. We are going to go ahead and try to visit this. It looks like we cannot move any further on this turn. So we're going to go ahead and end our round. I would suppose if there were other enemies on screen, they would also begin to move as well. And over here in the bottom left hand corner, we can see our mini map as to where we're supposed to go. Travel to Flint Hills. That is part of our objective after all. We're going to go inspect this body right here. The dead commander wore Stoutheart colors and the distinctive sign of the Corvus Reserve. Stolen ore was one thing, but an uprising against Stoutheart troops was more serious. So it looks like right here we get 2 options for our character. We can go ahead and snag up some gold and or use a dagger to cut a slice of bread, a strip of meat, or a throat of your opponent. Adds +1 to offense. Personally, I went with gold the first time. I'm going to stick with taking gold. And then we'll make our way to the next thing. If I hold down Alt, see our movement. It looks like we have a loose cart over here. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that one and get another 600 gold. And then we'll make our way down the path. Looks like we do not have any more movement. So we're going to skip to the second round. I'm going to go ahead and go to this tribute to creation. I believe this is going to give us some creation mana. Oh, something else happened. Some wounded soldiers appeared from the forest and snapped to attention. This was Cecilia Corvus's reserve, and they had recently seen combat. Hail, Baroness. The Corvus reserves await your command. Lieutenant, you see some combat. What is the situation and status of the mines? Our scouts detected hostiles about, my lady. The gold mine to the south has been seized by rebels. We also encountered an unexpectedly well-armored force at Flint Hills to the west. We took heavy casualties and were forced to retreat. How well armed? These aren't peasants with tools and knives. They have crossbows and swords, and bannerless knights ride with them. This is no peasant uprising. Someone thinks me weak and seeks to take advantage of my father's death to steal more than a few shipments of ore. We must uphold the laws and show them the error of their ways. Gather the troops, and we will march for Flint Hills. Alright, so with that being said, these troops want to join us. Decide what happens, what troops you want to move to your wielder. Alright, we're going to do mass move, and we can also do the up arrow and add it on it, so we got a +5 to each one. So the way this works, by the way, because I was trying to figure out how it determined damage, essentially. So we have 10 units, but like 10 rangers and 10 footmen, right? So essentially each one has, like, one unit essentially has a set amount of offense, and they also have a set amount of health. So in this case, I believe, basically we have, one ranger has 8 health, and because we have 10 rangers, we basically have 80 health. I think that's how that works. And then the damage wise, I believe since we have, I think it's 2 to 3 damage right now, so we have 10 troops, it looks like we're able to do like 20 to 30 damage, unless I'm looking at the range offense. It might be, I think it's actually, oh, okay, I think I'm looking at this wrong. I think it's actually the ranged offense is 16. So I believe it's like 160 maybe. Ah, man, I'm still learning this myself, so we'll definitely figure it out. But I do believe, yeah, like for each member, that's what that troop is. So like the troop as a whole, like we have 10 footmen. I think we actually have 180 health because each footman has 18 health. We're basically learning. We'll figure it out. I believe that's how it works. Anyways, Cecilia was no ordinary commander. She was a wielder and could draw upon the essence of her troops to weave mighty spells. All right, we got an extra +1 to our creation essence whenever we start battle. And then we're make our way down here to the bottom right, because there is an optional thing down there. It looks like we have some gold here we could claim, and or these rangers. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce our troops with some more rangers yet again. Cool. And then looks like this waterfall is a source of power. We're going to claim that. We ran out of movement. We can enter turn with E. That's good to know. And looks like we got +3 movement for this turn. We're going to make our way down to this rebel militia. Once we enter this radius for them, stand down. The mine belongs to the barony of Stoutheart. It belongs to me. We will do no such thing. You would be wise to go back to your castle and prepare for a storm. There's one coming, I gather. The only storm gathering here is me. Prepare yourselves. So then we're brought to a screen right here. We have 2 or 3 options, really. One of them I'm not considering an option, which is withdraw. We don't withdraw. We take the fight to them. So essentially, we have ourselves a screen right here. The enemy is going to start on one side, and we are going to start on the other. Looks like this guy has a simple threat level, and he has many militia under his belt. These blue squares indicate where we can put our troops, and these... it's actually good and important to take elevation into consideration, because we have archers and they have increased range when they're standing at higher elevation. We can choose to manual battle, which is exactly what we're going to do, or quick battle. If you believe your troop has got what it takes to fight them, it'll just basically auto fight for you. I think it'll even skip the fight entirely and just give you the results of it. I like fighting, so I'm going to do exactly that. So now here we are on our battle screen. As you can tell, it is a wonderful looking battle screen. It does have a turn-based order, so it looks like our footman is going to go first, and then followed by my archer, followed by a series of archers. So what I am going to end up doing is I am going to move my foot soldier as far up as we possibly can. And it doesn't look like we have enough magic to do anything. We only have 3 order magic. If he were to have attacked something, we would have been fine, but no. So if we want to look at these guys right here, we see that they have 43 to 65 attack. It looks like they have 6 to, is it 6 to 9? I don't know what, see, I wish they would describe the 6 to 9, the skull level. Is that their threat level? I don't know. But we're going to attack them. Actually, let's attack this troop down at the bottom, because chances are we're just going to wipe them off the map. So we click them, right? No. Oh, that's showing their health. Okay. So there's 5 of them, which means they have 35 health altogether. if I am reading that right. Same thing here. These guys have 70. And these guys have 70. And what is our... I think regardless of who we attack, I think we're going to straight out just delete whoever we hit. Let's try. Let's see if I have this right. Okay, so we did 56. So maybe it's a 2 to 3 range then. It looks like we got enough order that we can go ahead and cast a spell. I'm going to go ahead and defend on this guy right here. And then I'm going to have him advance even further up. And he's not going to be doing anything else, so we're going to E and pass the turn. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe this guy off the face of the planet. So maybe it's saying that I'm doing 43 to 65. That probably makes more sense, right? So then I'm going to send my guy in here. And then we're going to attack this guy. There we go. And it looks like we're going to take this guy. And our footmen managed to take him out. I'm going to look at our guide real quick after we win this war, because I want to know how damage is calculated real quick, because I am still learning that bit. So after we've gained a level, it looks like we then have the ability to do a couple of things. We can gain melee resistance. We can unlock the ability to carry 4 troops with us. I'm going to go ahead and do that second one right there. We did have another option, but I think the carrying additional troops up here would be pretty beneficial. Right quick, we can go into tutorials and codex, and we can look at wielders and troops. There we go. So if I go down here, there we go. Naturally, the troop strength increases with more units. For instance, consider a troop with damage 5 and health 7. This means that each unit contributes 5 damage, and 1 unit is lost for every 7 damage dealt. So this troop consists of 10 units. It will deal a total base damage of 50 and have a combined health of 70. Okay, so I was right on that part. I was just wrong on how to determine the damage. Okay, so the damage is 2 to 3, not the offensive stat. Okay, so essentially, since I have 16 guys in here, I can deal anywhere from, I think our minimum is going to be 32, and our high is going to be 48. Am I mathing that right? I think I'm mathing that right. So 32 to 48 if we were to attack with our ranger right now. Well, we can collect that, and we'll go ahead and take back the mine. So now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and make our way back the way we came and start making our way to Flint Hill. And now we can start making our way all the way over here. I can say the movement is actually fairly extensive as far as how far it makes you move. And what gets uncovered in the fog of war is actually fairly high as well. We ran out of movement. We'll go ahead and wait a turn. Go ahead and get this. Looks like we are, for our next battle, we got an additional 20 defense at the cost of negative 10 offense. Or wait. Yeah, plus 20 defense at negative 10 offense. Got it, for 1 battle. Alright, we'll come up here and we'll start scavenging these camps as well. Basically, want to pick up any points of interest we can. It looks like we have ourselves 20 archers right now. I could split these, but I'm going to make these guys hang back, and I'll have these guys front and center, because I don't want to I can choose to basically allocate them out of the fight for now. I'm going to go take the footmen, because we don't have a lot of guys on foot right now. We are out of movement. Oh, we got another 6 footmen. We got our archers, Gambison. I don't know how equipment works. I think that the characters automatically have that equipped. Hundreds of years ago, the empires of Aurelia spanned the known world. Statues of the empress can still be found spread across Arleon, and many folks speak dreamily of the golden years of Aurelia. Alright, so we got +5 and +1 troop movement in the next combat. And we're going to go ahead and make our way to the south. To this guy right here. Looks like that's going to be our next major fight. And I can't move anymore. So we're going to go ahead and fight this guy right now. Barricades and a small force of armed peasants block the road to the west. You best be gone, young stout heart. Flint Hills are free lands now. Free. Free to be attacked by bandits and pillaged by other baronies. Who will protect the people? You? Why not? As you can see, we are quite well armed. I can see that, but I caution you to think carefully before your next action. Put down your weapons, answer my questions, and I'll be merciful. Or stand unlawfully against me, and my sword will deliver justice. Now, who armed you? One of good intentions. I've seen Stoutheart Mercy when head of our Lord Hammond was sliced off his body. Now turn back. It brings me no pleasure to turn my sword upon my subjects, but unlawful acts will not be tolerated. Stoutheart will stand. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and toss these guys to the back. And we're probably going to do like that right there. These gray blocks right here are higher elevation, but the thing is, we can't stand there. There's going to be something blocking the way. We can only stand on the clear platforms right here. So we'll do that. And let's go ahead and manual battle. So if I'm doing my math right, by the way, hopefully whenever we target someone, by the way, I'm just looking at this off the chance. So the next time we see damage go out from these guys, they're at the minimum, it looks like they're going to be doing 40 damage. It's going to be 40 to 60. I'm going to skip the turn of these guys. And this guy right here, so he's got 360 health total, and he's going to do anywhere from 40 to 100 damage? Really? That's a wide swing of damage. Is that right? We're not going to be able to get close to any enemies right away anyways, but I'm going to go ahead and move over here. I'm also going to throw some defense on him as well. As you see, there's some stone rocks here. They're going to prevent our guy from doing anything at all in that region. I'm going to go ahead and take a higher ground stance. We might need to get closer, honestly. It looks like they're on the edge of my combat. Oh, we can hit them. See, has moved, so we lose 50% of our damage. And we are we're on low ground? This is considered low ground? No, we got a high ground bonus. Huh, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and attack these guys right here. So we did 28 damage on the low end. Ooh, not good. We're gonna go ahead and attack these guys right there. Again, looking at his damage, I would think that we could do anywhere from 36 to, I don't know what 5 times 18 is. It's 36 the low end? 31. So it's not exactly within the threshold of what it's saying right here, though. We'll go ahead and attack. He's dead. We did 60 damage. That's nothing to snuff at. For some reason, they didn't attack us. I wonder why. These guys are about to be deaded, though. Oh, not deaded. But very close to it. And we did have a retaliation, so that was great. And because, oh, by the way, these guys are crossbowmen, so they have to take a turn not attacking. That's the reason why he didn't hit earlier. And there you go. Crossbowmen taken out. Yeah, that's why they skip the last turn, because every time crossbowmen shoot, they then have to pause on the next turn and skip it, essentially. I think they can move, but they can't do anything else. So we turned out positive there. And now that we've done that, we can look at our troops, right? Can I move them onto that? There we go. And move that there. So now we have 2 empty spots there. gonna go check out this burnt building right there. Looks like we found some wood, some stone, and some gold. And then we'll work our way over to this covered wagon. Looks like that had more gold in it as well. And it looks like we have a enemy facing right at us. As Cecilia's troops approached Flint Hills, a force of well-armed soldiers wearing no barony colors came out to meet them. Knights, archers, you're no ordinary bandit force. I've always wanted to kill a wielder. You won't be the first upstart knight I've defeated. And that is that. That is how you start a fight. Looks like we can... I'm actually going to swap places. If only because there's better height. No, I guess technically not. I guess it was about the same. I didn't see this little inlet right here could be walked up there. Or right here. Sorry. But we're going to go ahead and start the fight over there. I wish we could start it more in the middle ground. There's not a ford, like a vanguard space right there. And it looks like we have a horsey dude. We have an archer who can attack every turn. You know what? That's probably why that last turn, whenever we fight the crossbowmen, we also forgot to pay attention to the passive. Maybe they had a 50%, or maybe the resistance to range attack. Maybe that's why they weren't taking as much ranged damage. Proceeds for each step plus 10 to offense. Ooh, that's not great. Let's go ahead and move ourselves right here. Oh, far reach. How are we outside their range, but we're not? Whatever. And that horsey dude's gonna try to make his way up to me. I'm gonna do a little skidoo and move down here somewhere, I think, just to get away from this guy. Oh wow, he's coming like right for me. I'm afraid he's going to delete me. What I'm going to do is probably move there, hit here. Oh, wow. All right, he like really gunned for me, didn't he? Oh, that's not good. And all of our ranged troops are absolutely 100% deleted. We lost all our troops. Wow, that guy knew what he was doing. The cavalry. Last time I played, or the last time I tried this, I didn't lose any archers whatsoever because he redirected towards our melee guy. That was really unfortunate. We lost a lot of troops there. Alright, well, he really hated me. Fortunately, though, we made it to Flint Hills. A crowd of peasants led by a village elder came out to greet Cecilia as her force entered Flint Hills. I have defeated the rebels and restored Flint Hills to the protection of Stoutheart, as is my duty. Now, who among you will tell me what happened? Those knights and their soldiers appeared recently and armed all the local troublemakers. They seized our quarries and mines and started sending the shipments south towards Barkspur, where their patron awaits. And none of you stood against them? None of you sent word to the local warden or to Springhold? No, milady. We were feared for our lives. We sent a messenger to Hope's Glade to warn them and ask for help, but the messenger never returned. Remember this moment the next time you are made the offer of independence. I will always protect the barony from threats within and without. Join my forces, and together we will restore order to this territory. We'll heed the call to arms of Stoutheart, as we did for your father before you. There are able-bodied recruits in the peasant's hut. Alright, so it looks like we have a town here we can basically look around for. We definitely need to increase our troops, And we have 50 crossbowmen. We could definitely use the help of. I'm going to go ahead and grab all of them, honestly, because we lost a lot of dudes in that last fight. We're going to go ahead and look at this other places. 75 gold for each round after this. That's nice. Looks like we got an archer's helmet. Stone. And we're out of movement. We'll go ahead and wait. Get this one. Plus two stone each round. Another +2 stone each round. Another +4. And we're going to make our way to this tavern right here. Looks like we're out of movement. We're also generating 575 gold, not just the 75 we got earlier. So that's good. What was that we just got? +5 to our movement. Nice. So we're going to go ahead and head down to the Aurelian Mindstone over here. +2 to movement. Oh, one thing I want to check. I wonder how gear works. Okay, so I found out how gear works. Apparently, your wielder gets that equipped to them. Okay. And so we found an archer's gambeson. They gave us +4 to defense, and also an archer's helmet. They gave us another +4 to our defense. And that is a total troop modifier. And so we have a +8 defense based off equipment alone. Okay, so that's how that works. As we make our way south here, looks like we found ourselves a Ford Scout. A small band of Cecilia's troops stood waiting along the roadside. Lady Stoutheart, Corporal Greenwood, we've come for your warden, village of Thorncliffe. As per your command, your troops are concealed at the forest edge. Corporal, this is not the forest edge. These troops are camped within the tender wield, or wild. You may have disturbed the Fae. The Fae, milady? Surely the Fae are only a myth, superstitions for the country folk. Did my ancestors sign a covenant with mythological creatures? The covenant of leaves still stands, and we must make sacrifice or break peace. Consider what we must forfeit to the forest beings to atone for your error. I await your judgment. My life is yours. Your death would serve no one. If I remember my history, there is an offering tree southwest of here. We'll try to reason with them. Join up, Corporal. I'll need all of my troops, even the ones who make mistakes. Your loyal servants, Lady Stoutheart. Alright, so... I thought they just... Oh, there we go. So we'll only get 5 rangers, but we'll take them. We also got a cairn here. Nice. And we'll start making our way south to this camp right here and look to gather all these resources. We got some rangers here. We'll go ahead and take those rangers because we definitely need them. We don't need any more militia because we got a lot of crossbowmen as is. So we're going to hold off grabbing them. Remember, crossbowmen are very good. But the problem is the crossbowmen, after they take an attack, they do have to take a turn to basically reload. So they're not going to be any good except for like every other turn. Looks like we got +1 damage and +1 to movement, but a lack of defense on our next fight. Attribute to chaos, that gives us another chaos mana to use for our next encounter, and then we will make our way over here to the left side, I believe. Our goal is right around here. It's actually down here, I believe. Looks like we have a source of power, which is this pair of boots. Worn boots, what does that do for us? This gives us +1 movement and +1 to view radius. Select some gold. Looks like we got, +10 to offense, defense, and +2 movement for the next battle. And then we'll make our way down here to these Fae spirits to commune with them. Fae spirits, flying creature of the tender wild, with bat-like wings, long claws, and sharp teeth, swooped and buzzed before the offering tree. They wore strange masks and screeched to Cecilia and her troops. Humans be gone. We wish to leave an offering for our trespass in the forest, as is stated in the ancient covenant between us. Stand aside, little spirits. I would do my duty. No humans, none ever. Spirits, do not trifle with me. I am Stoutheart, and by agreements I seek to make amends. I will draw arms and put you out of your misery. You're our misery. So be it. Alright, so we will go ahead and toss this guy in the back. And I believe... yeah, probably going to be good enough. We're going to manually battle this out. If I remember correctly, and the troops are remain the same, it look like the fey creatures over here, by the way. If we hold Alt on our keyboard, we can see their movement range. So it looks like their movement stops just short of any of my guys. So we can actually, and their movement is actually, their squad size is fairly low. So if we wanted to, we could literally stand our ground here. I don't think anybody has anything that'll get too close. So as long as I don't get too close, they're not going to be able to melee anybody of my team too hard. We're going to go ahead and pass another turn. Pass. Let them move up. Can we hit them from here? Outside of our range. That's fine. And now they're starting to get closer to us. So this is where we can start basically hurting them real bad. I'm going to go ahead and pass this guy. We're going to go ahead and... There. Let's go after the... Trying to make sure I'm hitting the right one. There we go. There goes those guys. I'm going to go ahead and hit this team right here. Managed to counter and kill them. That's wonderful. And then we'll go ahead and hit this size 8 troop right here with our crossbowmen. And now there's only one troop left, and they're going after our footmen, which is fantastic. And that is all the Fey folk there. And we lost minimal troops. I think we lost a couple of archers and 3 footmen. 5 footmen, okay. That's not bad. We can still combine the ones we have. So from here, we can gain 2 essence or melee resistance. I'm going to go with melee resistance. I don't really care about the magic right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and combine our foot troops here. I think we're still good. And now that we've done that, we can go ahead over to the Fate offering tree. And basically apologize. The offering tree was the most unusual tree Cecilia had ever seen. Her friend Vilgia of Thorncliffe had described them once, but it had not done them justice. The branches were smooth and glossy and seemed to be lit from within. The leaves tinkled with little bells in the breeze. And most uncommon, the tree gave off the aroma of warm spiced cider, like her mother would give her when she was small. Fae of the forest, for trespass upon your woods, we offer compensation. For these Fey spirits slain, I ask forgiveness. They cannot be reasoned with. Let our peace be everlasting. And for that, we give up 1,000 gold. And we also get a +3 to our offense and defense. And it looks like it's permanent, by the way. Yeah, because it's not under temporary. So I believe that just gave to our... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it gave us a +3. Nice. All right, so we'll make our way back up to this way. Looks like we can head on down to this waterfall. And this pouch of gold. And it looks like if we just like double tap our movement, it just kind of teleports there. Looks like we can use some rangers. We definitely could use some rangers. And I will go ahead and head up to this archway portal. As Cecilia examined the strange arch, she noticed that it was almost warm to the touch and had a slight vibration. She studied many strange ruins from the time of Aurelia, but never one that seemed so alive. Ooh, we hit level 5. I gain at the start of each battle. Order essence. That could actually be pretty good, since we are an order character. Or we have troops to give us order. And we got a +1 to creation in the next battle. Let's go ahead and fight this guy. Guarding the road was a large force of mercenaries hailing from the merchant states of Beira. Turn back. The road is open for ore shipment from Flint Hills only. I see you are a stranger to these lands, or you would know me as the lawful Baroness Stoutheart. I do not recall a declaration of war from Marian city states. Therefore, you are thieves and trespassers. What other crimes shall I add to the list? We've committed no crimes. We are honorable mercenaries, here on contract and merely following orders. A void contract as it is not with me. You have my order, therefore you are thieves. You will return it. Tell me who hired you, and maybe I will ransom you back to your employers. We are not afraid to fight you, Stoutheart, but be warned, our contract states no one wearing Stoutheart colors are to be spared on the field of battle. Of course, if you turn around now, we can avoid this battle. Never. You shall be treated as criminals, and my sword will deliver justice for breaking our laws. Then, unfortunately, we must battle. Alright, so we'll do just that. And so they're going to make our way up with their spears. If we're not going to tell by the spear guys, by the way, is that they have an additional range. Yeah, they got a +1 to their melee range, which means they can hit 2 tiles away as opposed to the traditional 1 tile. I am going to go ahead and post up here and put myself in between her and my archer, who seems to be a little bit closer. And then say my crossbowman. I'm also going to go ahead and give him some offense, because we are about to attack. And it means that we would take some additional damage. And we're also going to go ahead and... Oh, we got a 100% damage bonus against them. Does this troop have... It doesn't have any sort of range defense. That's good. Oh, shit. I didn't even see that rifleman out there. We'll deal with him in a minute. So so both the riflemen and the crossbowmen aren't allowed to attack. What else do we got over here? We got insect swarm, earth block, protection, clouded vision. We can do that. That'll protect him from being able to see us while we move up. It's actually better than what it could have been. We will... looks like we move up here, we can attack. And we did lose some melee troops, but we, in fact, protected our ranged troops. We're probably going to take a majority of the damage if we did stop them. Plus, I believe that clouded vision probably moved him up closer. Basically allowing us to, whatchamacallit, get in range faster and deal with them. Cecilia's troops searched the smoking remains of Hope's Glade looking for survivors. The townsfolk had clearly put up a fight, and for that they had suffered. From rubble they had heard a moan. They uncovered a gravely injured militiaman. Lady Stoutheart, we held out as long as we could. We had to retreat. They were too strong. Who did this? Barians? A troop of Barian mercenaries marched on towards Barkspur, but it were knights that attacked us, men of Arlian? Setting fire to our homes, taking no surrender. All we could do was flee to the hills north of here. The wounded man tried to speak, then fell limp. His eyes glazed over as the last sliver of strength left his body. His essence is in the wind, but stout heart still stands. Come, there are survivors here yet. Let's search the hills before we journey south to Barkspur. It's time to put an end to this. Alright, so we'll go ahead and search everything right here. We got some additional money, some additional XP. And all that jazz. Worn gloves. Let's go ahead and grab the gloves for the additional defense. Good, pass our turn. And it looks like we have a cozy tavern here, which probably means more troops. As they reached the top of the hill, they found a sturdy tavern, and the soot-covered, injured, and scared survivors of Hope's Glade. From among them, a minstrel stood, and greeted Cecilia. Hail, do my eyes deceive me? The Baroness is Stoutheart to grant reprieve. If you mean to avenge these foul knights, then we brave souls would join your fight. And with your aid, Stoutheart will stand, returning peace and order to the land. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take them for their offer. Chances are we're going to have to purchase them. Right? Yes, looks like we can purchase up to 30 minstrels to be on our team. And they offer chaos and creation magic. +5 to friendly troops, plus 5% spell damage resistance to friendly troops, and that is part of their ability. Fear, no fear. Okay. So they will be our 4th slot. And I believe they are a melee troop by default. And we'll make our way down to the burnt building. We're out of movement here. And I believe we're coming to the close of the campaign. I believe there's only like one more major fight left. We'll move our way over here. It looks like we got a +1 to all the manas. And we got the Hermit Shoes. Let's see. Unlocks order spells tier 2. Oh, alright. And we'll make our way down here. And there's Barkspur. Gazing across the lake, Cecilia saw the settlement of Barkspur. It was clearly occupied by another force of Barian mercenaries, this one led by a wielder. She's readied her soldiers for the final battle to retake this region. Defeat enemy wielder. That is our updated objective. Oh, and there's the enemy troop. And it looks like he's going to the left side of the right side. I don't like that. I don't like that he pushed it off the side of the map there. Oh, I like being on the left side of the map. It doesn't say what the troops are, but he is level 5 while we are level 4 on the cusp of 5. And I guess we shall go ahead and duke this out. Oh, okay. So it looks like he has a couple of spearmen here. He has a rifleman, or musketeers. What is this guy right here? Pipers. The Jig of Jugs, +5 to initiative to friendly troops. And then we have a dog here. The troop will retaliate first. So if we attack, I guess they attack first? I don't know. We'll see. Looks like their range is right at these woods. So if we stay like right here, we can bait them out. And why did he reduce affected by pacify. Okay, I see. Try to see if we can do some damage to this guy right there. And we will go ahead and do a blind on this guy. And the fear, no fear. That gives us that +5 to our defense. And that +5 spell resistance as well. What is their attack of here? 2 to 4. Okay. The minstrel's probably actually being our strongest unit. Oh. I forgot about that whenever I got there. I do not like. What is this right here? Oh, that's Fury. Well, the riflemen can't attack this turn, so what I'll end up doing is pacifying one of these guys right here. And immediately took that guy out. And we don't have any turns with that guy. What was that? They got plus... Oh, so they got rallied. Ooh, we can destroy all of his essence. Well, that's not going to be good. Swap places between 2 target troops with a maximum of 3 distance hits. Can I do this guy and this guy? You bitch. There we go. All right, we got the victory over that wielder. We lost some troops, but honestly, they lost more, so I'm happy for it. They lost entirely. Does that make us level 5? After the battle, a beaten Namander Breeze is brought before Cecilia. Wielder, we appeal to your honor and beg that we may negotiate a surrender. I am Namander Breeze of the Quartz Battalion and a stranger to these parts. I can see the field and will withdraw my forces. You are indeed a stranger, Barian, or you would know by my colors. I am Baroness Cecilia Stoutheart. Was it your weapons that armed the bandits who caused the uprising at my mines? There was a misunderstanding, Baroness. We were led to believe by our employer that they had a lawful claim on these lands. When we realized our betrayal, we had signed the contract. By the mercenary code, we cannot withdraw our services. Reveal to me your employer and their plans. If I am satisfied with your answer, I will spare you, but every Barian of your company must leave my lands immediately. It was Lady Hammond that hired us. The Topaz Battalion is sent to recover Ashbourne. We're grateful for your mercy, Lady Stoutheart. May this deal bring good fortune to each party. If I hover my mouse over there, it looks like I can't get any details. The information is adequate. I will spare your life and instead send you to the prison in Castle Everkeep. There you may contemplate that honor might be worth more than gold. Corporal, this is your chance to redeem yourself for your error in the Tenderwild. Take 2 squads and transport Captain Namander Breeze to Everkeep until we can arrange for his ransom. You can depend upon me, Lady Stoutheart. And like that, we managed to complete our objective of liberating Barkspur. Yeah, with Barkspur restored to Stoutheart rule of law, Cecilia gathered her troops once more and set out to pursue the Topaz Battalion and prevent the occupation of Ashbourne. For this, she would need the aid of Vilja of Thorncliffe, Warden of Stoutheart, and Cecilia's longtime friend. Alright, and that is officially, we're going to skip this, that is officially the end of the first campaign mission for the Song of Stoutheart. And it also seems like a fairly good place to end. As you can see, right before we left there, it seems like we start making or establishing a settlement there in Barkspur, which is probably what we're going to end up having to do next. Yeah. But that's also a good place for ending, right? So if you like the content and you want to see more games like Songs of Conquest, or you want to see more of Songs of Conquest here on the channel, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below letting me know that you want to see more of this game, because I would be more than happy to record more for you guys. Definitely want to play more of the different factions as well to get a better understanding of the lay of the land and how those factions work, because from my understanding, those factions also play wildly different than what we're playing now. As humans are humans, you know, they're very basic, whereas the other troops may not be so much. So until next time, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in my next video. Later.